Hi everyone! Today I'm going to be covering the basics of iMovie. It was recently requested to do a sort of tutorial video like this, or just a regular tutorial in general on how to edit videos, and because iMovie is typically just kind of swept under the rug because it's a free program that comes with any Macintosh computer. When you open it up, it's a bit intimidating. It doesn't really tell you what to do. It just kind of throws it at you and expects that you know what you're going to be doing. And so today, because I spent so much time figuring out iMovie, I figured I could do some sort of tutorial video. All of these files have been since deleted, but iMovie saves all of it for just so you have the... I mean, I honestly don't know why. I'm not gonna lie. But it archives everything basically, so you can go through and see everything that you've done basically on iMovie just by going to iMovie library, and there's all the audio that you've used, and it's a pretty, most people would say it's not a good program, but again, once you figure out the fundamentals and just how to do it, it's pretty good. So today I'm going to start with just let's save this video. This is footage from Astaria Chronicles of the Gifted. It's an ascension from Iranuzi and lmao. So the first thing you want to do is pick out a song. Typically I like to go for, I mean, pretty much anything. It doesn't really matter. Just pick a song. So the first thing I like to generally do is just create a blueprint of sorts on the video, and so figure out what kind of mood I want, and that's how you know what song you want to go along with it. So I'm just going to be listening to some of these songs to try and see if there's any that I think would fit the length of the video and what exactly I have in mind. So once you finally found a song that you like, I mean, it took me like a hot 15 minutes to figure out what song I wanted. You have to, obviously you have to download the music, and I personally like finding songs off of YouTube, especially just remix songs, because they're not always copyrighted, and it's best not to choose copyrighted music because you can get copyright claims and it's just a headache to deal with altogether. So the website I personally like using for downloading YouTube music in particular is listentoyoutube.com. So I go here, and it's kind of a sketchy website. I mean, there's a lot of pop-ups and stuff, but if you just ignore that, so you just paste the link in the little paste bar, and you click go, and it does this whole thing. There's a lot of ads, a lot on this particular website. So I mean, I stay on edge, make sure you're watching what you click, what you hover over. It should only take a few seconds. I don't really know why this is... Alright, there we go. So click here to get your download link. You click this. Typically when you click this, you get a pop-up. So just close out of it, and then you'll come back here, download MP3, and now it's downloading. So once this is done... Alright, it's done. Personally, I like to just drag it right into the audio, right down here. And so now that I have the audio, I go to my movie. It will typically just have a random name for whatever until you actually name it. I'm just going to keep it My Movie 6 until I'm finished. So initially I'm just going to drop this down here, and so you see this little blue bar. This is the audio that was going on while I was recording, and that's not necessarily what I want, because this is what happens.
Oh, someone else accidentally kicked you one time.
I'll turn the lights low.
So clearly you can hear me talking in a call I was in with some friends. So you just click, oops, I did that a little too fast, habit. So you right click the file you dropped into this little gray bar down here, and you do detach audio. And you can click on the audio, and then I just like to delete. Boom, gone. Now the audio is gone, you kind of have to mess around with how you plan the video to be. So I don't want this video to be an 18-minute long thing of just kind of sitting around and me on Discord and the call with my friends. I just want to get right to the point. So, especially since the audio doesn't last that long. So to give a kind of dramatic intro, I'm just going to go ahead and go to a point where I have my UI turned off. This isn't, if you're not using iMovie for gaming, then this isn't really necessary. It'll just show you how to split clips and manipulate the file how you want it to look in the video. So for this in particular, I'm going to be going to when I have my UI turned off. That's not long enough. Alright, so I'm just going to have this part in here. So I do split. Damn it. Alright. So, now that I've selected where I wanted to split my clip, I'm going to click the file, not only just hover over it. The hovering won't do it. You have to actually click it to where you get this little gray bar right here. You're going to do right click, split clip, and because I don't want this footage anymore, since it's not what I want, I'm going to do delete. And now I just have this. So, when the video comes in, this makes me want to do cross blur for the intro. So when it comes on, it does that. However, because I have all this extra stuff in the file, I'm going to continue to manipulate the file how I want it. So I'm just gonna watch where I turn the UI off and keep it off. So up until this point, where I want to turn off right up to this point is where I want to split the clip. So again, right click, split clip, and this time I'm not going to delete anything. I'm just going to leave it like this. Now I want this, because this is so, if you watch it, it's just very laggy and not good footage because I don't have an actual gaming computer. I'm going to select the file, the little part that I clipped, to where it's highlighted with yellow, and I'm going to go to this little icon up here, and I'm going to do speed, fast, and let's do ×2. Sometimes you have to double click the speed you want because it doesn't always go through, so I'm going to see how this looks.
I'll turn the lights low while you make yourself comfortable, baby.
Okay, so that's fine. I'm going to clip out the part where my UI comes back on. Kind of have to get it right when you want it. It's a little difficult. So let's just say right here. And instead of cutting anything, I'm just going to select the edge of this clipped file right here, and I'm going to drag it until the UI is gone, and then I just let go. And there's a bit of a jagged, like, you can tell where it's cut. So I personally like to just do cross dissolve right between it, so it looks a little more smooth. Just like that. And because I can still see the UI, I'm just going to cut a little more of it. Sometimes it doesn't really cooperate how you want. So right here, I want there to be a bit of a zoom. Now, sometimes this looks weird on game footage, but I'm going to do it anyway because you just kind of have to do it right. So I'm going to have it start and at just about, okay, hang on. So you use key burns for the zooming. So for start, I'm going to have it be, actually I'm going to switch these with this button. It switches the start and the end. So for start, I'm going to have it right about here. For game footage, you don't want to have it too zoomed in, like right here, but for actual, like real life type of stuff, you should be fine. So I'm gonna just see how that looks.
Baby, make yourself comfortable, baby.
Alright, so I've decided that I want to have the pace of the video speed up along with the audio. So the way I'm gonna do that is right here. Right when the beat kind of like gets to a point, I'm going to do split clip, and I'm going to select this one. For keyburns, I'm just going to have crop to fill, which is just the generic, what I would recommend. So I go to speed, and 2 is fast, but I want it to be a little faster. So I'm going to do ×4. Let's see how that looks. Okay, so right here there's a bit of an issue in the actual game itself. So I'm just going to fast forward to the point where things actually like start, which is right about here. So again, I'm gonna have a cross dissolve right here and play. See how that looks. Alright, so this is fine. I'm probably just gonna leave it like this and cut out any parts that are unnecessary, like this right here, where I have the UI back on, where I change the screen. So again, it kind of just line up right where it starts. So again, you have the actual transparent type line going through it, which is not the mouse, and you just right click, split clip, and you grab this and you drag it to the point where you want it to be. So I'm going to just drop another cross dissolve, and then I'm going to change the speed to 2. Now that just to see how it looks. Yeah, I'm actually going to crop this a little just so the UI doesn't get in there.
Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself comfortable.
Alright, this part is really weird. I don't know why it's in here. So I'm just going to again split the clip, drag this to the point where I want it to be, which is about here. Cross dissolve.
Make yourself comfortable. Make yourself comfortable, baby.
Alright, since the video itself is only 1 minute and 32 seconds, I don't need this extra bit of audio that I have, so I'm going to, again, where the bar is set, I'm going to do split clip, except with the audio. Split clip, and I'm going to select this one until it's highlighted, delete, and see how that looks. I'm also going to have a fade to black right here. Actually, I'll do fade to white. So that the audio cuts off at a really good point, and I'm going to do titles just for this. I'm going to do lens flare. So there's a bunch of other fonts you can do for the video. My personal favorite would be lens flare just because I like it. This one, it makes the background kind of blurry while the text is there. And this one, I mean, they're all just self-explanatory. Some of them are a little over the top, but I mean, I personally just go for really simplistic things like this or this. But for this one, I'm going to do lens flare. I'm just going to drop it right about here and double click it and then click title. And I'm going to put whatever I wanted. So we're going to see how that looks. So because it kind of cuts out in a weird place, I'm just going to drag this, which is how long the text is on the screen. I just kind of want it to fade along with the fade to white because it blends together nice. Alright, so now, I mean, I typically do this as I'm editing, but I'm going to just do a filter because I think it just looks a little plain. So I'm going to do this little 3 dots right here, and I'm going to click it. You can have an audio effect. I personally don't do audio effects because there's no point. And so you get all of these filters. So for this one, I just kind of play around with each filter. It shows a little preview of what it would look like. So I'm just going to choose one. I think I'm going to go with Western. I typically go with Western. I really like the coloring. So, I mean, there's vintage. It's a bit of a hard choice, I'll admit. There's glow. Sepia. Heat. I think I might go with Heat Wave this time. But because there's a cross dissolve right here, I'm going to select the next clip and find a filter for that one. But because there's a kind of gradient transformation between the two clips, it'll be fine. You won't notice a drastic difference or anything. So I think this one will be good. And so just see how it looks. So you can barely tell the difference. So again, I feel like you get the point. There's really not much more to say. Once you start playing around with it and just kind of, you know, doing whatever, you'll figure it out. And yeah, it's 4 a.m. so I'm just gonna go ahead and crash. Thanks for watching. Hope this is slightly helpful, maybe. Yeah, thanks.
So I can see you disarrange, I'm falling away. But if you were scared, suddenly blurred, remember that your truth is always blurred. Seeing